day is it? Do you know?
Our anniversary.
No, it's not that anniversary.
No.
What
not that
anniversary is it?
Toyota Tacoma anniversary.
It's 1 year of ownership. Woo!
Wow.
Which I know on YouTube is kind of...
That's phenomenal for this guy at this point in his life.
Well, in YouTube land, basically a year could be between like 3 videos. So for us having as many videos as we do,
we have a lot. Check them out. Hashtag check me out.
We have a 2021 review, which is really comprehensive about basically the Tacoma problems and things that we don't like. So today we're going to take a different angle on the Toyota Tacoma. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go on an overview of the truck. So what truck is this?
2022 Tacoma Toyota Lunar Rock long bed off-road TRD off-road.
And the important thing there is long bed, shy of 12,000 miles, and that is in 1 year of just exploring and doing truck things with a truck. Yep. So that is not commuting. There is probably a little bit of commuting because you know you will sometimes want to take your truck to work, but overall we pretty much drive we pretty much drive our commuter cars to work. Other thing is, what kind of fuel economy have we been getting on average for the year? What would you say?
19 to 20.
19 to 20. The highest we've ever had is 22. Yeah.
Yeah, we got 20. Yeah, but on average 22 and a half is your highest. Lowest is like 17.9 that I've got.
Yeah, and that was 17.9 was when we were driving through Utah going down to St. George, and those speed limits are 80.
Yes, 80.
Going through the swell, and those are some really big hills and big hill climbs for it. And if you know, hashtag Tacoma problems, the automatic does struggle there. What was your favorite adventure that you've done this year in this Tacoma?
I would say birthing cave with that big rock section because I was able to just finesse and crawl around. That was pretty fun.
Our second favorite adventure, at least
Dome Plateau,
is Dome Plateau.
That one actually is probably awesome. Tied. That's really a little bit harder though. If I'd taken the bypasses, that'd be my number one.
Dome Plateau.
Take the bypasses.
So the problem with Dome Plateau for us was our breakover got us a few times. But awesome trail. It is where probably the maximum you can do in a stock Tacoma. It really is in Moab. And that's if you do some of the alternative lines like that giant hill climb, which I know looks flat on camera. If you haven't seen that, you should go watch that after this video. But yeah, definitely those are our top two, Birthing Cave and Dome Plateau. Obviously, we are out in the middle of nowhere.
Yes.
Well, speaking of which, we were talking favorite trails before. Why don't we talk about your least favorite trail? What trail is that?
The Sand Hollow one where we took the wrong cutoff and ended up on an 8 out of 10 instead of, 4 out of 10. The rock part I couldn't get up, and then coming down the ledge I couldn't actually come off it because I felt like I was going to roll and it might have hit my body. I don't remember real well. I'll see the video again sometime. And I had to back down off the ledge the way I drove up because I was too long to make the cut in to turn.
So that is actually a great transition. Let's talk about the long bed. Why don't we move over here to the actual part where they can see that it is the long bed.
The long bed. Very long. 6 feet 2 inches long.
So, with the long bed, what is the great part about having the long bed?
You can haul lots of stuff.
It's a problem.
Off-road, it's very long, so you get a long turning radius. It's kind of like down in Sand Hollow. I couldn't make the turn because it had a banking hill here, and I'm trying to get down here, but I can't cut in here because you can't go up high enough because it's too long. And there's a giant rock ledge that probably looks flat in the screen over here, and you could come down the exact same way, so I had to back up and down the exact same way on the outside edge of the hill, so that was exciting. Kind of like Black Bear, I went to make one of the turns, the easy ones at the beginning, and I couldn't back into the one spot because my bumper wasn't tall enough, and I couldn't make the turn without dragging a bunch of nasty things down the side, so it was annoying. I managed to get through it without too many scratches, just a couple. They buffed out.
So this is another reason to buy the long bed.
Exercise, Rick. Yes! Oh wait, no. I'm 6 feet, approximately 2 inches tall. Give or take half an inch. Yep, I fit though, see? Here to there. When you take my shoes off, you can probably close the tailgate. Long bed. It's okay.
So if you're an overlander and you want to sleep in the bed of your
Perfect
truck,
for overlanding. Oh, I added this
it'd be
bar
perfect.
thing too. That's not stock, so yes. All right, there you go. You can see a 6'2" person. My feet right there. You can pretty much close my shoes off. I'm like 6'1 3/4.
we're going to talk about your favorite and my favorite features that come standard on the TRD off-road. Now we're going to start with Dane's favorite thing. What is your favorite thing?
The locker. But really, multi-train select because I save the locker for emergencies. Gives me a nice braking grip on the front, especially in rock mode, as we can demonstrate. Insert clip here of Gatekeeper coming out at Imogene. Just rock mode, right up. Pretty awesome. Then the locker's saved for that emergency where you're like, oh my gosh. I really like rock dirt for like the Alpine Loop Trail sections because it gives you that slip a little bit, but not total like brake lag clamp force.
The important note about MTS though is that if you are going to get a trail edition, if you have A-Track, or if you get the manual, A-Track is just MTS at its highest, most aggressive setting. So don't feel like you are missing out if you don't have MTS because you got the manual. It is basically the same thing.
It works well.
It works really well.
I don't know if the
either
trail
way.
edition comes with A-Track, but at least has the locker. So.
At least I don't know if it does. So we're going to talk about my favorite feature on this truck. And I will tell you, it is the cup holders.
And door pockets.
And door pocket cup holders.
So you can have 16 drinks and then take 4 for me.
One of the big things I missed on the Ram, we got rid of it, was how many cup holders it had. It had 1,000 cup holders. You could have anything you wanted and then some. You never had to stop.
One for your drinking, one for your iced tea, one for your other drinking drink like water, one for your Gatorade, your lemonade, your Powerade.
You could never have to
coconut
stop
water.
to refill on water or drinks. You will have to pee way before you run out of beverages. I guarantee you. And if you have a child, he has 3 cup holders to himself without the cup holder in his car seat. Amazing. I don't have to tell him, hey, let me go get you another drink because you ran out of a cup holder like you do on a Jeep Gladiator, which thinks that you don't need any cup holders.
Yeah.
So next we're going to talk about our least favorite features with this truck.
Seating position. The steering's heavy and it doesn't telescope out nearly enough. It's like 1 inch. Ugh! And so you drive like this. Kind of hurts my shoulders after 300, 400, 500 miles on a long trip. So move forward, now it hurts your hips. And you know, it's bad for everybody. But I care. 10,000 mile oil changes are too much.
It is. It
It's
is.
a very
And
long time between oil changes, especially I did mine at 1,250 and I did it at 5,000. I let the guys at the dealership do it at 10,000. It was really a pain because I had to pull the skid plate for them so they don't break and strip it out because I just did it to be safe. You read some horror stories online, you're like, I don't want it, plus mine's a little bent. So getting it back on took some strength.
it's not bent.
It's not really bent, just a little. And the cover might not go, it's fine. I got it off, they took care of it. We were good. Yes, Toyota care, not great. Oh, the lug nuts. They over-torqued the lug nuts. When we got that flat tire, insert flat tire somewhere around one of these sections above me. It took a lot of force to get that off, so I had to start carrying an impact because they torqued them to about 200 foot-pounds when it's supposed to be 83 foot-pounds. And I've done tests. 83 foot-pounds, I could break loose very easily by hand. 210 foot-pounds, not really. Ugh. Plus, when you're hot and tired and you've been doing stuff all day, it really torques you off. Get it? Torque.
So now we're going to talk about our favorite must-have accessories. After owning 2 Tacomas, well 3 Tacomas, we have decided that there are some must-haves that you have to have in order to enjoy your Toyota Tacoma. And honestly, I feel like some of these are crossovers to other types of vehicles as well, but the first one is sitting right behind us.
The bed mat is #1. Best thing ever.
It'll
Keeps
make
things
it
from sliding.
quiet.
It's heavy. It quiets down the inside. Yes, it makes that little bit of road noise go a little softer. It just kind of takes off that fiberglass hum.
So if you're looking for your first accessory, it needs to be a bed mat. They're not expensive. You can get some aftermarket ones for around $130. If you want to go with the Toyota one,
About 130, give or take.
it can range depending on
Nice
how
and
they're
thick,
selling
though.
it. Yeah, it's the center console tray, and that's like
nice.
a $20 accessory, and it's a must-have because otherwise it's a black hole.
You can put your phone there, and your wallet fits on top. It's perfect.
Next
Number
are
3.
seat covers.
You should go show them the seat covers.
Let's go show you the seat covers. So come and open the door.
Oh, yes, I was going to. I'm working up to it. See, leather. Got a like stick in there.
So these are really nice. We have an install video kind of showing you what we did and how much of a pain it was at first. But now that they've been on, they've really worn into fitting the seat really, really well. So give them about a month before you say you hate them, because it took us about a month before we actually broke them in.
But this takes a little leg room, just keep in mind this pocket thing.
Yeah, so the pocket will take a little bit of your passenger leg room. So you just keep that in mind.
Behind myself.
But yeah, Toyota problems. Actually, mid-sized truck problems in general. But
what? My head's in here. I can't hear you.
next, we're gonna give you our last favorite accessories.
That'll make 5.
So we actually have 5.
4 is the interior accessorization of the vent covers and shifter.
They just make the truck feel special, and I really feel like Toyota should do this to separate the TRD package in general. But you have vent covers, these little covers, and then you have the lettering here, and this is the same color as the truck. You can order it from this Etsy seller. They're called Tough Skins.
Yeah, Tough Skins.
So Tough Skins, and what's cool too is we have it around here, which takes off that silver shiny look that it has, which keeps you from being blinded. But this Tough Skin stuff is really great. It wears and cleans well, and it just makes your truck feel special. Who doesn't want to make your truck feel special when you spend this kind of money on it? The ultimate way to make yourself feel special is to add some graphics. Look at that.
Side bed graphic, and then a tailgate graphic, and the blackout badges.
This really feels like it screams, I need graphics, because otherwise, I hate to say it, there's 1,000 Tacomas on the road. You're gonna see them everywhere.
Blackout badge, mountains, hood decal.
And there are so many aftermarket graphics you can get. These ones come from Soup Deck, and they are in the Ukraine, and they have the best Tacoma graphics I've found. And it does take a while to get them. So you're gonna want to plan ahead and be patient, because depending on world situations, it might take a little longer. But these graphics, they hold up really well. They handle stick scratches, and I wouldn't trade them for anything. They make the truck really sets it apart from other Tacomas. So we're gonna next talk about the issues that we've had after a year of hard off-roading and treating a truck like a truck.
Some off-roading, not really hard, just off-roading.
Just off-road, what it's designed to do.
Exactly.
What it's advertised to do. So, issue number 1 is the nut.
Oh, yeah.
Explain the nut.
The nut. The nut fell off the transmission shifter. That was ridiculous.
In the middle of nowhere.
Right after Dome Plateau. Fortunately, we drove it home. It was in drive. We didn't stop. I had to pee. That was miserable. Made it. Hashtag made it. Then I got home, was able to shift it into neutral, and then had her put her foot on the brake, and I shifted it and then drove it down to the dealership. So.
QDR, does this truck have QDR, in your opinion?
Yeah, a lot better than the last 2.
but let's be honest, we've had...
One they traded us out for bad paint.
Uh-huh.
The other one had the clunk, which they did fix, but it was annoying.
Yeah, because they had to...
Transmission.
Yeah, that was a whole saga. But so this is the third one. This is the one with the least amount of problems. And honestly, I'm kind of disappointed with the QDR overall. But you could say that about any brand, insert brand here. It's very surprising. I've never had one have a nut fall off.
Right, I bent the transmission shift lever on the Ram because there's so much mud there, and I He-manned it and knocked the mud out later and tweaked it back, and it was fine. It's riveted on. Yeah. Never had a problem.
Never had a problem with the Ram.
Just He-manned it.
And it went through a lot worse.
Oh, it was beat way worse than this thing.
Before we YouTubed.
And before YouTube, I whammed it, bammed it, cracked rocks with it.
Yeah. The next one we're going to talk about is a design flaw, and it is one that we has caused us many issues off-road, and we're going to lead into that one, but the main problem with it is the exhaust.
Thing's really low, like 9 inches is all you've got. We whammed that a lot on Dome Plateau. Coming up, bam! it's fine. It's a double walled thing. It has a little tiny ding in it. I don't even know if it stings, a scuff, but I hit it pretty good, and I don't know, I just feel like shouldn't really be pushing the exhaust up. You know, it's connected to your engine headers, and yeah, all you have to do is just, I've seen it online. If you get it cut, you can have it mounted underneath the transfer case still. It just moved up like 2 inches. Like, that'd be great. You put it level with that cross member. I'm cool with that. What possible reason could you have for hanging the exhaust underneath this pristine transfer case skid plate that never gets used? Because the exhaust is here, and the skid plate transfer case is here, so I always hit my exhaust.
Yeah.
Really like that skid plate transfer case.
So we don't have a breakover
transfer
problem.
Case skid plate that much. Only cut the frame a little bit on Dome Plateau, and the exhaust, I can clear it most times if I stack rocks or do something. It's just, I whack it a lot sometimes.
It's true.
9 1/4 inches. That's all I just got. Because they have like 9 at the differential, 9 1/4 inch exhaust, and 10 under that cross member. It only has to go up like an inch.
Right.
3/4 of an inch. Get it level with that cross member.
So the third problem is also a design flaw by Toyota. And it is the collapsing suspension. And we're really careful with what we put in here. Like, we try not to overload. We are very aware that it is an off-road truck, but it is starting to sag. So we're very careful with our camping gear. We actually are very minimalistic in our camping gear so that we don't overload the truck. Because we know we only have 945 pounds of payload. Ooh. And any other mid-sized truck can whoop its behind in payload. And so because of that...
Mojave had more. The ZR2 has more, and they have softer suspensions, I guess, than this. Ranger has more. Ranger Tremor has more.
So it feels like...
It's fine. It's Toyota. They're built to haul anything.
We're going to have a problem in the future with the suspension.
It feels like you need extra springs. Like I need to add a leaf to get an inch and a half back, because I've lost like an inch and a half to the hitch down there. You measure it, like, it's like 15. It was like 16 and a half when I got it. Okay, I can take a half inch, so like 16. It's like 15 now.
Okay, so now that we've kind of given them the nitty gritty on our experiences with our truck, so what are your overall thoughts about the Tacoma's performance for the last year?
It's been good. I like it. It gets semi-decent mileage. Needs more headroom, but yes. I like it overall. Hauls well. It doesn't tow well because I've never towed with it. Yeah, it's good. I like it. It's
so if somebody's looking at this compared to other mid-sized trucks, would you recommend it? Or would it be tough to recommend?
Just because if you have a growing child like us, that's going to become a problem in the years. Plus, no room for like my mother-in-law behind me. The cramped seat space is a little difficult to recommend it, but I'd recommend it if you can make it work. Like, I can move up, I'd suffer through. It's just fine. I'm obviously incredibly tough, amazingly awesome and bendy and flexy. I just moved forward tough. 6 inches. Not a big deal. So yeah, no, I recommend it. I like it. Now, if you can't handle like the shifting, if you drive one, take it on a longer test drive, because that's not going to change. And the seating position's not going to change. Yeah, you can adjust the seat 600,000 times, and you get almost there, and you're still off by about that much, no matter how you do it. But yeah, seating position. Make sure you take it on a longer test drive. That will tell you whether or not you can handle the seating position. Hang on, I'm some dips here. It's kind of like with the Gladiator. Take it on a longer test drive. We did that recently again, just to refresh my memory that I don't like them, because we took one for about a 20-minute test drive, and on the highway, my ears were just whoa! It's just loud. It's just loud. It already had the Mopar headliner in it, unlike the one we had to install. And so take things on long test drives. Take time to purchase a vehicle, because these little annoyances like the kayak seating in here, you cannot change them. No, the telescope, like, look at this. Okay, so I'm at my driving position. Like, there we go. Like, that is, my arms are fully out pretty much to drive where my legs are mostly comfortable. So to get that out, I move here. And I mean, this isn't a gripe. Well, it is a gripe, but it's not a deal. See, there, to get that nice, like if you want to drive here, you got to move forward about 3 or 4 or 5, 6 inches. Don't like that because it gets uncomfortable. And then your knees are always above your hips. It's hard on your hips when you're close because it pushes them out. Like, it's for a tall person like me. Now, I might just be a whiner, which is cool, but you know, it's fine for shorter people. I think for me, it's not the best, but I can make it work. It's a good truck though. The color is really awesome. Right, you really cannot get like this color. You just can't find it in other things. This color is really cool. I really like cement gray, but eventually this has grown on me to be my favorite now. Yeah. It took about 6 months. I really wanted cement gray. I really loved the orange when they used to have it, but the new orange, I'm not a fan of the new orange. I like the old orange, that burnt orange that they had. Yes, but this one, no, it's good. I really like the color. It took about 6 months to grow on me because I really, 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 really wanted cement. You can never get cement zone, and it was discontinued.
Take this review, it's our opinion. It's 100% our opinion and our experiences. Your experiences might be different than ours. You're welcome to share your experiences down below.
But go Team Tacoma, I like
Go
them.
Team Tacoma.
Still good.
I do say that we feel very lonely on the trails.
Yes, Jeeps, they're everywhere.
They're
Tacoma.
everywhere.
Han Solo.
Yeah, we are either with UTVs or Jeeps. Brother Tacomas, come find us.
Right?
We're alone.
Somebody show up. I've seen one on Mineral Creek when we did Mineral Creek and White one. I saw a nice quicksand colored Tacoma. That's the last one I saw off-road.
We have been alone
I know there's
on the
lots
trail.
of guys that do it though, so we're just at the wrong trail. Different trails, different times.
Like Bear Creek, what is it, Black Bear Pass?
Oh my God, we were the only non-Jeep.
Non-Jeep. And it makes you feel very lonely because
Makes you go, I
everybody
think
looks
I
at you
can't
funny.
do this, and you're like, wait, and I make it, and they'll followed my line.
Exactly. It makes you a little bit more self-conscious off-road. So if we can get some more fellow Tacomas out in the trail, even Chevy Colorado's, Ford Rangers, get them out
Yes,
there.
any mid-sized
Get
truck.
them out there.
Even a Gladiator.
Because
At least
you
in the-
don't-
we did have a Gladiator, but he was lifted with 40 in front of us.
More stock trails, more stock vehicles on the trail, showing that you don't need to modify your
We
vehicle.
know you're out there, we're just not catching it the right time.
Yeah, please.
It's fine. I don't feel out of place anymore. I love rolling up next to the Jeep on 40s right down by Tusher Tunnel and park next to him and look over and look over. And, yep, it's fun. 40s.
Yes.
Huge 40s.
Yeah, we're always that stock vehicle, and everybody looks at us funny. So it's fine.
Go Tacos.
Tacoma. So anywho, we're wrapping this up now. I think we will talk to you guys later, and
We gotta go get our son and some groceries.
we're going to the grocery
not
store.
going through the
Not
Adobes.
Adobes this time. I
We
promise.
did that. See that video back when
When we had the Jeep.
Jeep and the Tacoma. We did right after we had the Jeep.
Anywho, we will see you guys later, and hopefully we'll see you on the trail someday. Bye.
Go Tacos.